Luncheon 2019. I'm Holly Mitch-Harwell, first and foremost from the class of '84, co-attorney for reunion. I'm also the current board chair of trustees here at GPS. Thank you all for being here today. And before we begin our lunch, I would like to ask our newly inducted faculty emeriti, Debbie Bonner-Young, class of 79, to give us our blessing. Debbie?
Father, we give thanks for the bountiful gifts and blessings you have graciously given to us. And with glad hearts, we gather here in celebration of our shared histories for GPS, the common thread that brings us here today. We are thankful indeed for our life journeys and the constancy of your presence through all of the many challenges and changes, sad times and the celebrations. Give us joy in meeting again. Give us tenderness for those who struggle. Help us to be kind in word and deed. Thank you for the gift of friendships that indelibly formed us in community, for the richness of memories shared, for the dedication of the teachers, staff, mentors, and coaches who inspired and nurtured us. Thank you that together we have danced, we have celebrated, we have comforted and encouraged, and have been privileged to live deeply in a time of amazing advancements, some made by incredible women here in this room. We thank you that in a world of incredible pace, you are steadfast in our yesterdays, surrounding us here this day, and still our tomorrows. Continue to guide us and empower each of us to make a difference in the lives of others. Bless this reunion time. May these moments together lead us to treasure evermore, fully all you have graciously given. We are grateful for all those who have so faithfully spent long hours to make this reunion possible. We give thanks for the food we share today, for the hands who harvested, transported, prepared, and now serve it. And as we enjoy this time together, may our festivities be a toast in honor of and thanksgiving for all we have been given. In your matchless name, amen.
Everyone enjoy your lunch.
Welcome. We are so excited to have you here this now afternoon. I want to share with you a little bit of I guess we would call it a state of the school address while you can finish eating. And then once you're kind of done eating before we get into another part of your program, I'll give you an opportunity to stand up and kind of move around. So how many of you went to see Fiddler on the Roof last night? Anyone here? Great. It was a wonderful show. It was joyful in so many ways, watching adolescents work together and to do something and create something that was so beautiful. One of the things I love about that show is, of course, the music and the choreography, but that song, Tradition, and that emphasis throughout that play about the value of tradition. And here at GPS, that idea of tradition is so incredibly important to who we are and what we are about. And I want you all to know, as alumni and past parents or future parents maybe, and the men in your lives, I want you to know that GPS continues to have the tradition of excellence. Because I think that is such an overarching theme to this school's history, is that idea of being an excellent school. And that tradition of excellence can be seen both in academics and the quality of our teachers, our arts program, and our athletics program. That tradition of service is seen every week in our school. And there's still that excellence in college and college placement, and that tradition of relationships. And so I want to share with you a few updates, because I don't think, as a former history teacher, it's all about not telling you something is true. I have to show you that it is true. I'm sure some of you remember getting that comment on papers that you received here, don't tell me, show me. So I'm going to show you today that excellence. First, I want us to acknowledge the excellence in teaching here at this school. And earlier this morning, we honored 3 excellent, not just excellent teachers, but excellent human beings who really have poured their heart and soul into this community. I would love if our 3 honorees into our Faculty Emeriti program would please stand. Ricky Pierce, Scarlett Lightspeakman, and Debbie Monner-Young. Would you ladies please stand for that? So that idea of excellence, and all of you, if you are a GPS girl, you worked really hard in school, and you had kind of instilled in you this idea of giving your best when it came to your academics. So while the tradition of excellence remains here at GPS, what that may look like is a little different than what it was perhaps when you were a student here. So I want to kind of help you to understand excellence in 2019 when it comes to academics. The next slide that you will cue up for me, please. There we go. Excellence looks like when the daughter of Katie Adams Couch, class of '92, Emerson, who's in our 7th grade, wins Tennessee's first ever Congressional App Challenge. Emerson created an app that actually helps people to identify and work through kind of litter issues. And so she designed this app in a class that we have called Design and Discovery. At the perennial math tournament held at UTC, 8th grader Anisha Fade and 7th grader Abigail Carpenter placed first in individual competitions. GPS also placed first and third in team competition. Freshmen and middle school students placed first in 4 categories and second in 2 at the Tennessee Southeast Regional Contest of National History Day. And today, 17 of our students are competing in the state competition in Nashville. When it comes to academic excellence in our upper school, next slide please, you have seniors Lane Lawrence, Rushi Patel, Olivia Combs, and Allison Smith, who are recognized as commended scholars in the 2019 National Merit Scholarship Program. From over 550 juniors who attended Girls State in the summer of 2018, Amal Ali, a member of our senior class, was selected as senator at Girls Nation. 7 of the past 9 years, a GPS student has been chosen for a Girls State honor. For the National Latin exam, 23 of our students received special recognition, including 2 middle school top performers and 5 upper school girls who earned a gold medal. We have yet to hear back from how our French and Spanish students have fared in their national exams, but we can only assume that they did well too. At the Chattanooga Science and Engineering Fair, our upper school students did quite well, with 6 first place finishes, 6 second place, 7 third place, and an overall participation award for having the most students enter into the competition. And please keep in mind, there's not like a girls division and a boys division. These are overall victories for these girls. Sydney Morris's first place finish in the environmental engineering category earned her a senior division sweepstakes grand prize, second place finish, and an invitation to the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair. This is incredible. Some of you may not work in the world of education, but you have to understand these girls are truly competing at the top level, coming from a girls' school in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Arts has always been an important piece of our school. So let me share with you a little bit of our accomplishments when it comes to arts. The GPS Macaulay Coordinate Choir received a superior rating both in performance and sight reading at the Hamilton County Choral Festival. Junior Jaden Matthews was named the first recipient of the Fletcher Bright Fellowship for Artistic and Community Engagement. Reagan Long and Jackie Michaud won gold key awards at the Regional Scholastic Art and Writing Competition and will go on to compete nationally. When it comes to athletics, senior Larkin Brown made the under-19 USA national team in rowing and competed in the Czech Republic as a member of the US Women's 8, and they won silver internationally. Yesterday, our GPS rowing team beat Baylor for the Carney Cup for the 10th consecutive year. Our varsity tennis team was recently crowned division champs at the Deco Turf High School Championships. Our varsity soccer team won the TSSAA Division II 2A state title in October, and 5 of our players were named to the All-State Soccer team. In November, 3 of our seniors signed letters of intent to play at the next level, and 6 more student athletes will sign during our Spring National Signing Day, with a total of at least 9 girls from the class of 2019 going on to play college athletics. That's 11% of our senior class who will compete in college. Keep in mind, nationally, a senior class will only have 7% of the boys and girls. So we beat that percentage quite significantly. I think maybe statistically in a significant way. Now let's talk about how these young girls, these young women got to this place. It's because of excellent teaching. Trish King, our 6th grade global cultures teacher, received the 2019 Lottie and Alden Beverly Geography Teacher of the Year Award for the state of Tennessee. 9th grade English teacher Kari White's poem, North Carolina State Fair, was published in the winter 2018 issue of the Oxford American Magazine. Dance teacher Laurel Moore-Zorowski, class of 90, and history and Latin teacher Ralph Cavino created and wrote a joint piece, Dance Makes Learning Memorable, that was published this year by a national teacher development organization. Our GPS director of tennis and varsity head coach, Sue Bartlett, won the 2019 British Open Seniors Indoor Championships in both singles and doubles. That's amazing. And to continue our tradition of service, during MLK Day, we had more than 700 of our students, faculty, and staff serve across the Chattanooga region, making GPS one of the largest groups to serve. This is a day when most students in our area have the day off. We believe it's a day on. And we are invited as GPS to sit at the table in Chattanooga to help design what the entire city will be doing for MLK Day. Now, that's kind of what's happening here in the day-to-day. But some of you might wonder, are we really preparing these girls for life beyond the river? Because I take very seriously the name of this school, which sometimes I think we lose track of because we'll say GPS. But we are Girls Preparatory School, and we are preparing girls for excellence in college. 90% of the GPS students from the classes of 2011 and 2014 graduated from college within 6 years or fewer. The national average for women is 60%. Just for you to realize how your takeaway on that, it shows how well prepared our students are for college. 79% of the girls who graduated from 2011 and 2014 completed college from their native institution, meaning they did not transfer, compared to the national average for women of 48%. That should tell you how well we do college counseling, that we help girls find the right fit for her. 80% of the GPS graduates from the classes of 2011 to 2014 graduated in 4 years or less. The national average is 36% for men and women. When you want to know about, is it worth it? I think these numbers start to show you. It's worth it. Our girls are ready for the academic rigor, and they definitely have the time management skills to graduate on time. But let's just step back for a moment and kind of dig even deeper into one thing that I think is so incredible about the founding of our school. You may not realize this, or I'll just remind you. One of the reasons why GPS was founded is because the Chattanooga public school system did not believe that girls should take laboratory science. It was viewed as a waste of time. 38% of the girls who graduated in the classes from 2011 to 2014, 38% of them graduated with a STEM degree. That is 5 times the national average of 7% for women. Every day, the men and women on this campus show girls there is no field of study that you are limited from pursuing. And we have overcome the stereotypes that STEM is a field best suited for men. Now, I'm pretty proud of our school. I'm really proud of you in this audience because you represent an incredible history of excellence. And don't let anyone call our excellence into question. Because we are not just a girls' school, we are a school for girls and helping them meet their highest potential in life. As a woman, as a mother, as a friend, as a sister, as a daughter, as a scientist, as a philanthropist, as a volunteer, we prepare girls for excellence, period. Now, I get a little fired up about that because I think we live in a society that constantly is questioning, are girls good enough? And I'm here to tell you, you are good enough. You are enough. And our girls made our founders proud. So thank you for continuing with the history and the tradition of excellence for what it means to be a GPS girl. Now, one of the things that I think is really special about our school is this idea of relationships. It's actually one of our stated values, that we care deeply about the formation of relationships. And so we have something that we're going to premiere today for you. And I hear that it came up even in the town hall meeting. A question about how can we best connect with these young women who are moving into all these different fields of study and career. These young women who are living all across the country or all across the globe that may be looking for some mentorship. And in my travels across the country meeting with alumni, I also encounter women at a different place in their life who are thinking about retirement and wanting to connect with women who've actually retired. Because that is apparently not an easy thing to do for high-achieving women. And so this idea of how do I retire with grace? How do I move to a new community and find a good doctor? How do I find the right church community? How do I find a book club? So this idea of this interconnection with each other is something that we have made a commitment to here at GPS and helping our alumni do this well. And so on Monday, April 15th, we will have a soft launch of a new platform. We've invited a small group of women, of alums, to join this test to provide us feedback for the big launch that is on April 26th of the GPS Alumnae Network, hosted through Graduate. The GPS Alumnae Network provides a dedicated space for our alumni to connect with each other and continue the long tradition of sisterhood beyond their years at GPS. This is an opportunity for you all to connect, to expand and leverage your shared history so that you can touch the thousands of alumni. This is an opportunity to continue the tradition, particularly of our Cat Rat, that sense of sisterhood and mentorship across generations. This is a way for you to do this no matter where you live. We will also have something that you all have been requesting, at least in the time that I have been here, an alumni directory, so that you can find each other. So, you're going to get an email asking you to join this community. I highly recommend and encourage you to open the email, please. Check your spam folder, I'm not asking you for any money, just want you to connect with each other, okay? That's the purpose. We want you to be connected. You have to opt in to being in the directory. You have to opt in for people being able to connect with this mentorship opportunities. So while all of your data is uploaded kind of behind the wall, if you will, unless you opt in for us to be able to share it, you will not be a part of this online community. I hope that you realize and see that this is our attempt to provide a service to you, our loyal alumni, to the girls in the GPS who love this place so deeply because of the relationships that you have with each other. You don't love us because of our buildings. You don't love us because of the calculus test that you took. You may like us a lot because you know how to diagram a sentence and have really awesome grammar. But you love this place because of the traditions that are made by the women who've worn the dress. And I highly recommend that you share that love with each other and through this particular portal and this platform. We really want you to pass on the value of being a GPS girl to more generations of young women. So again, check your email. Please open it. Please respond, because each of you matters. Each of you is important as we tell the GPS story and continue to be a school for girls that believes in being a woman of integrity, who is committed to serve, and who is good to herself and good to others. And now that you have finished eating, I need you all to do a little stand-up. We're going to acknowledge some of the groups that are here. So, to the women of the class of 2014 who are here for their 5th reunion, would you ladies please stand? Welcome to your first reunion. You will see this crowd every 5 years. This is your group now that you're in. For those celebrating their 10th reunion, the class of 2009, would you please stand? '2004, celebrating your 15th reunion. Where are you ladies? 2004, and then we got a few. Wonderful, welcome. The class of 1999. Where are you ladies? Please stand. Welcome back. For those celebrating their 25th reunion, the class of 1994. Please stand. Welcome back. I'll see y'all tonight at the Mountain City Club. Make sure you don't break anything. What Where's our 30th reunion class, the class of 1989? Welcome back. A class that I've gotten to know because my board chair is a member of, the class of 1984, celebrating your 35th. Please stand. To the class that I probably work with the most, the class of 1979, 40th reunion year. Please stand. I work with them the most because I think they have the greatest number of alumni from that class who work here at GPS compared to all of our other groups. The class of 1974, celebrating your 45th. Please stand, ladies. And to, in some ways, our special guest, to the class of 1969. Welcome back to your 50th reunion. To the women of 1964, celebrating your 55th. Where are you, ladies? Please stand. And there is a mighty group here celebrating their 60th reunion, the class of 1959. Please stand. To the class of 1954, celebrate your 65th reunion. Would you please stand? And to the class of 1949, celebrating your 70th reunion. Please stand, ladies. Hope and pray that you are proud of your GPS. I am so excited that you all are here today to celebrate each other and to enjoy each other. And I will say one thing that I've said for many years as a teacher of high school students: make smart choices tonight, ladies, and you don't have to post everything that you do on social media.
Money for our impact fund this year. So those of you who have given, thank you. We greatly appreciate your support. For those who have not yet given, we hope that after hearing all this wonderful news about GPS today, that you will race home, open your checkbooks, and make a donation. I'm thrilled to announce that the class of 1969 now holds the school record for the most money raised by a 50th reunion class. Congratulations and thank you all. And now I'd like to invite Coach Jay Watts to the stage to present the Athletic Hall of Fame inductees.
Good afternoon. I am Jay Watts, the Director of Athletics here at GPS, and I'd like to announce the 2019 Athletic Hall of Fame inductees. We have an especially large class this year, with 4 members from the class of 2009, and a beloved coach that transformed the GPS swim program. Honorees and presenters, please gather to the left of the stage at this time. To introduce our first inductee today is Bessie Durden, grandmother of Jasmine Brown. Bessie became Jasmine's greatest cheerleader the moment she entered the world. She raised her, she loved her, and then thankfully she sent her to GPS. While Jasmine is no longer playing volleyball, Miss Durden is still one of her loudest fans in the stands, as Jasmine now coaches here at GPS. Miss Durden.
I'm this crazy old grandmother that Jasmine had. And it is a pleasure to be here today to help celebrate the induction of Jasmine to your Hall of Fame. You have read a bio, but I would like for you to understand who Jasmine really is. Jasmine is a Christian woman who does unto others as they would do unto her. Jasmine has always been a strong woman. A little background on the strong woman that Jasmine is growing up. Jasmine always wanted to go to the big school. The big school was the elementary school. It was public. So when she entered kindergarten, they got ready to enter a school, she told me to stand hard. I can do this, Mom. She said she went to the school so fast it looked like she was attacking that school. She also took with her a 500-piece jigsaw puzzle that she had done. She wanted to show it to a new teacher. And I had glued it for her. This is always how Jasmine had attacked life. She fast forward to high school. Jasmine was ready here with GPS with open arms. It was as if she had been here before. She made lots of friends and she hit the floor running. She jumped up with her academics. She wanted to prove to GPS she was worthy of being at this nice school. She had already excelled in sports in middle school, but GPS honed all of her skills. This carried her through college with a master's degree in social work. And the experiences that I knew I would never have had. Now here she is back at GPS, coaching the sport she loves and girls that she loves so well. So Jasmine has come to full circle here at GPS, to a place she loves and wants to give back. I, as this crazy old grandmother that she let everybody know about, is here to congratulate my granddaughter and thank GPS for letting me see this happen. I am grateful and thank you.
At this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage Ms. Jasmine Brown, class of 2009. To introduce Christine Anderson Cooper, today is former GPS varsity swimming coach John Woods. John coached at GPS from 1991 until his retirement this past August in 2018, and he's also a 2019 Hall of Fame inductee. Coach Woods.
It's an honor to introduce Christine Anderson Cooper to you today. Special thanks to her parents, David and Debbie, for leading Christine to the pool for her first practices as a 6-year-old, and for supporting her dreams every day. Christine discovered early in life that she enjoyed splashing through the waters. She loved to compete. Breaking records was commonplace within months of her beginning her swimming career, and did not stop until she took off her University of Miami cap for the last time. As a club swimmer, Christine was a Southeastern All-Star and a national championship qualifier. However, swimming with the bruisers and being with her teammates gave her the most joy. For GPS, Christine was our most valuable swimmer 3 times, broke school records, was All-State, was a high school All-American each year that she competed for the varsity, 12 times total. Her teammates elected her captain her senior year. Success in swimming comes like success in any sport or field of endeavor. It results from an inherent ability that is realized by doing the work that is necessary and competing with effort once believed impossible. So it was with Christine. She adds a playful personality that is not what we normally expect in someone that's such a driven athlete and competitor. She is always smiling as she is right now. And she has a carefree outlook regarding just about everything. She shares her joy with those around her constantly, while being a bull in competition and accepting every challenge on the deck. She appeared just to be another swimmer in the meet. Christine swam any event on the program without balking, faced the toughest competition eye to eye no matter the situation, handled pressure with a let's go attitude, and never competed without giving her all. She would be smiling and joking with her friends one minute and anchor her team's relay for a win the next. Every team should have an athlete like Christine. She amazed us with her swimming brilliance all the time and made us laugh even more often. I know every day was a whole lot more fun with her around, and I'm sure her teammates would say the same. Let's all welcome Christine Anderson Cooper to the GPS Sports Hall of Fame.
Introduce Heather Harmon Miller today is former GPS varsity volleyball coach Paul Brock. Paul has been a coach, mentor, friend, and cheerleader for Heather since 2005. He coached Heather in volleyball from 2005 to 2009 and has since supported her, as well as served as a constant role model of perseverance, resilience, and positivity. Coach Brock.
Good afternoon. It's good to be back at GPS. It's my honor today to introduce Heather Harmon Miller. I met Heather when she was about 12 years old. Had this high blonde ponytail and was full of power. And my kids called her Bam Bam, just like Jim's up here. But you could tell at a young age, Heather was very forceful and powerful, athletically. We would sit there and watch her play ball. And she would work super hard trying to get things. And finally, she decided to come to GPS, which opened up a whole realm of athletics for her. When she was a freshman year, Heather would sit there and we were playing a tournament, and the girls were struggling with playing at that time. And we were at Hall. And we couldn't get her serves in. So I looked at her on the bench and said, "Hey, can you serve in?" And she just hesitated. So I just kept going. And finally, after we made a couple more errors, she come in and she says, "Coach, I'm not scared." So we put her in, and the rest of it's kind of like GPS history volleyball. She excelled. That year we went to the state championship game and got beat. But again, Heather's hard work kept growing and growing. And again, her mom and dad would sit there and bring her to practices before time, after school, during the summer. So she had such a great support system with her family that really allowed her to excel in things she loved. And again, her sophomore year, she was a primary hitter for us, which really helped us a lot to grow our program. And then going on to her junior year, she was one of the top hitters in the state. And we probably pulled up one of the biggest upsets in Tennessee volleyball, where we beat Father Ryan in the state championship game, 3 games to 2. And she was on an all-tournament team, and she also made best in prep. So Heather kept excelling in that. And also, you could tell the difference that what the GPS hands had on her, that she was growing with her mind and going out just outside athletics with her friends and just maturing. It was just so pretty to watch how she grew there. Her senior year, we were very dominant on it, and Heather led the city, the state in kills. But she also learned a new position, which is like telling you got to do something totally new. We didn't have another setter, so Heather picked up setting her senior year. And that was very incredible for people who don't know about volleyball. It's like making you a quarterback and saying, now run your team. So she did a great job. We ended up losing our first game in the state tournament. And her and all her teammates kind of had a little pride meeting outside of me and said, we're not going to lose this title. And they came back and just waxed the floor with all the other teams. We ended up winning back-to-back state championships for the first time in school program history, which was incredible. And it was all Heather led the way with several other seniors that were keyed into that. Heather made first team All-State. She made high school All-American. Also, she was best in prep. And for her career here at GPS, they had well over 200 wins for her career here. So that's really incredible. Also, this pushed her to so that she could continue her education here locally at UTC and play volleyball there as well. Heather loved sports, but she also understood the education part of it, and she still does today. And in that higher learnings, during her time at GPS, I think she learned that the photo cameras on Martin Avenue takes your picture of your license plate from school. And that's something that her dad reminded her quite often of that. But again, of all the teams that she was involved with, she also won the state championship in discus her senior year. Because she was more than volleyball. But the greatest team she played on was Team Eddie. That's her father. He passed away from cancer while she was at UTC. And she still excelled through all that. Such an incredible woman to sit there and pull all those things together and just make him and her family so proud. And she's such a role model in the things she does there. And while she's at UTC, she met the love of her life, Ryan Miller, and they're just an incredible couple. And like I said, Heather's more than just an athlete. She's just a super person, and I want my daughter to be just like her. So it's my honor that I sat there and introduced Heather into the GPS Hall of Fame. Heather,
Josie Ritz had selected David Beretta to introduce her, but he was unable to attend today. Instead, Josie's mother, Cindy, will read a brief speech that Dave prepared for introducing Josie. Dave is an assistant coach for the GPS varsity soccer team and coached Josie during her time at GPS.
I'm quite disappointed for Dave Beretta. I'm quite disappointed I could not attend today to watch one of my favorite and most talented past players to be inducted into the GPS Hall of Fame. I met Josie the summer before her sophomore year in high school. I soon learned I had a kid whose first touch and passing quality was second to none. He added a bunch of other things about soccer that I don't know anything about, so I took that out. Don't tell her. technique, I can't take credit for it, as I had not taught her that, nor was I responsible for that. Josie was naturally gifted, but she also worked hard to always improve, to be better. I soon learned her motivation. I think I had 3 names for Josie, and she has another coach out here. He'll appreciate this. And they are indicative of who she was and how I needed to coach her. I yelled, Joe, when all was good, and she and the team were in good rhythm. These were happy times. When she played with a smile and had success, Joe's smile was also second to none, with a confident edge, which I thought was hilarious. Certain referees apparently did not feel the same way. She was known by the referees automatically, and so she had problems. JoJo was used when things were urgent, and both she and I felt that pressure. She lived for these situations, and although we both looked stressed out, they really were, we both enjoyed these serious game situations. I probably missed those times the most as her coach. She tried to carry any weight and absorb any pressure. I respected that greatly about JoJo. She always showed up and was a fighter. Oftentimes, my calling her JoJo would lead to a carefree, happy time where I'd switch it to Joe and she would smile. But then there was the occasional times when JoJo would turn into Josie. As I said, she was a fighter, and because of this, we are here today. I urge Josie to calm down. I asked Josie to not talk to some inexperienced and incorrect official. I could see the redness in her natural inclination to compete in whatever way Josie decided. I remember having to sub her in one game to just talk with her. I loved the kid. She was intense. Josie Briggs played at a level that few GPS players will ever experience as Alabama soccer player. And it's not because they are incapable of it, it's because most of those players will never leave the comfort zone to show how much they really care and how hard they have to work, and never to give up because of opposition. Josie loved the fight to win. In addition to hours of technical training, her willingness to compete is why we are here today. Congratulations to Josie, congratulations to Joe, and congratulations to JoJo. We are all so proud of you and proud of what you have accomplished on the field and in your personal life as a soccer coach at Stanford University. Your successful collegiate career at Alabama on the field and now as a coach makes me so proud. Congratulations, Joseph.
To introduce Coach John Woods today is his daughter and GPS alumna, Emily Woods Schultz. Emily graduated from GPS in 2001 as a 4-year varsity swimmer on her dad's team. She went to swim at Lake Forest College, where she earned her bachelor's degree in economics. She has also earned her master's degree in international business from the University of South Carolina. Emily now works for Verizon in Alpharetta, Georgia.
Coaching swimming since he was 18 years old. So I won't bore you with his greatness, but I would like to hit some of the highlights. He was a USA national team coach from 1986 to 2002 and coached 7 USA national team members. He coached 4-time national champion Annemiek McReynolds and 12 individual USA swimming national championship finalists. He had swimmers at every Olympic trials from 1980 to 2004 and coached 3 Olympic swimmers. He was Southeastern Swimming Coach of the Year in 1994. He coached over 100 high school All-Americans. He received the National Interscholastic Swim Coaches Association Outstanding Service Award in 2010. He was named Tennessee High School Coach of the Year 5 times. He won the American Swim Coaches Association Annual Award of Excellence 8 times. And the GPS team placed in the top 5 at the state championship 18 times and placed second 10 of those times. So those are all pretty spectacular accomplishments. Hard-won accomplishments after thousands of hours on the pool deck and probably equally as many pep talks. He'll have his career highlights and awards in the record books. He has All-American awards stacked to the ceiling. Literally, if you go to the stairs down to the pool, they're stacked up to the ceiling. But here's why I think he really deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. Last year, on Alumni Weekend, a group of us got together, of GPS swimmers from all over the U.S., and we had a little reunion of our own. And it was then that it struck me what my dad's legacy truly is. It's the community that he built and the lessons that he instilled. Swimmers who almost 30 years later still come together to laugh and celebrate their time together with him. Swimmers who want him to dance at their weddings. Swimmers who bring their children back to meet him. Hundreds of swimmers who are better people because of the time that they spent with John Woods. People who understand the power of hard work and the value of commitment. People who know how to work as a team and how to push themselves as individuals. People who know how to lift each other up. And people who know how to win and lose with grace. I asked my dad why he chose to continue coaching high school swimming when there was perhaps more glory at the collegiate level. And he told me, I want to be where I can make the biggest difference. And that's just what he did. To my coach, my mentor, my friend, and best of all, my dad, congratulations on your Hall of Fame induction.
And now it is time to recognize our 2019 notable alumni. If I could ask our honorees, if you would please come over here and stand to the left of the stage. The rising notable alumna for the class of 2014 is Anna Carroll. While studying computer science at Stanford University in Palo Alto, California, Anna Carroll did her internships with Intel and eBay to build her career in technology and product. As a research assistant, she also assisted a postdoctoral fellow in conducting a published study on the development of 3D visual perception in infants. Anna was recently selected for the highly competitive Kleiner-Perkins Product Fellowship at Silicon Valley's most established venture capital firm. Vault.com named this opportunity the #2 internship program in the country, and Anna is one of only 6 product fellows. She is passionately interested in cryptocurrencies and recently left her role as a product manager at DoorDash to join a startup at the forefront of the blockchain space. She is now building decentralized lending products as the first product engineer and the first female employee at Dharma Labs. While at GPS, Anna founded the Karina Field Carroll Fund, a 501c3 organization in memory of her mother, Dr. Karina Field Carroll, a pediatrician. The fund raised over $30,000 to help child abuse victims in Hamilton County and has helped develop a nationwide software initiative that connects the public with reporting services for child abuse. Anna lives in San Francisco and spends her free time exploring alternative art practices and reading. She's unable to join us today, but congratulations, Anna. The rising notable alumna for the class of 2009 is Chelsea Smith. Chelsea Smith is a bioengineering PhD student at Rice University, helping design low-cost, point-of-care diagnostics for cervical cancer and malaria under the guidance of Dr. Rebecca Richards-Portman. As GPS valedictorian, Chelsea went on to graduate magna cum laude with honors in biomedical engineering from Vanderbilt University, as a recipient of the Cornelius Vanderbilt Scholarship for all 4 years. Today, she is helping develop paper-based technologies to improve access to cervical cancer screening with collaborations in clinical trials in Mozambique, El Salvador, Brazil, and the Texas Medical Center in the United States. Through her graduate program, Chelsea has had the opportunity to present at the National Cancer Institute, the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, and at the 12th Stop Cervical, Breast, and Prostate Cancers in Africa Conference, with several of the First Ladies of Africa in attendance. She is also a National Science Foundation Graduate Research Fellow. While at Vanderbilt, Chelsea performed research in Dr. Todd Giorgio's Laboratory for Bio-Nanotechnology and Nanomedicine, and studied the effort of health literacy on perioperative outcomes at the Vanderbilt University Medical Center Department of Anesthesiology. Congratulations, Chelsea. The notable alumni for the class of 2004 is Taylor Warren. Taylor Warren joined the World Health Organization this February as a technical officer in Geneva, Switzerland. In this new role, she supports operational readiness, getting countries ready for emergency response. Before that, she worked in the public health field in the African nations of Guinea, Democratic Republic of Congo, Djibouti, Kenya, Darfur, South Sudan, and Nigeria. After earning her master's degree in public health and forced migration from Columbia University, Taylor spent a year with Catholic Charities, working in infection prevention and control and supporting Ebola response in Guinea and Liberia. She then spent 3 years as a field epidemiologist for Medicines Sans Frontières, France's Doctors Without Borders, working with responses to measles, malaria, cholera, and Ebola, as well as developing training modules for incoming epidemiologists. While at Columbia, Taylor served as a teaching assistant and consultant intern for Catholic Relief Services. Taylor holds a bachelor's degree in political science and history from Furman University. Her humanitarian work began soon after graduation when she became a health and youth development Peace Corps volunteer in Rwanda. Taylor is fluent in French and knows Kinyarwanda, the official language of Rwanda. Taylor's unable to join us today, but her mother, Becky Holden, will be receiving the reward on her behalf. Congratulations, Taylor. The notable alumni from the class of 1999 is Marissa Schramm. Marissa Schramm has been listed as one of Adweek's 2016 Creative 100 and Business Insider's 30 Most Creative Women in Advertising. For the past 15 years, she has helped companies such as Target, Microsoft, Impossible Foods, Google, and NBC with their marketing strategies, corporate social responsibility, experiential marketing, and social media and influence community building. Working at the intersection of creativity and social change, her mission is to leverage business intelligence and creativity to make the world more joyful and just. Marissa graduated from Vanderbilt University with a bachelor's in sociology. She has received fellowships from Harvard's multidisciplinary program on inequality and social policy, the Starting Block Fellowship for Social Innovation, and Vanderbilt's E. Bronson Ingram Scholarship for Entrepreneurship and Social Change. She is an avid mentor, investor, and ally for a number of artists and social media creators. Her goal this year is to continue her own creative journey in the production of her first independent film. Congratulations, Marissa. The notable alumna of the class of 1994 is Leila Moore. The GPS yearbook predicted Leila Miller Moore would one day work at the New York Times, and that is exactly where she's been for almost 15 years. She currently reports for the Times Reader Center as an audience writer, a beat she helped create. Leila interviews readers about a wide variety of topics, from politics to sports to parenting, which gives additional context to Times reporting and, in turn, helps explain Times reporting to its audience. Previously, she worked as a comment moderator for several years, helping establish what is widely regarded as one of the best, most civil communities on the internet, and with the Times opinion page on the paper's first paywall experiment, Times Select. Leila volunteers with high school journalists in her neighborhood who publish the Fitness Examiner, a hyper-local reporting project helping them learn writing and research skills and working with them to edit their pieces. Leila graduated cum laude from Middlebury College with a bachelor's degree in American Studies, where she received the award for the best senior thesis in that major, the focus of which was the civil rights movement in Chattanooga. She also holds a master's degree in journalism from New York University. She lives in Brooklyn with her partner, Stephen Aglione, their son, Ned, and their cat, Eloise. Congratulations, Leila. The notable alumna for the class of 1989 is Amy Edgar Skolansky. Amy Edgar Skolansky's first children's book, From the Doghouse, Poems to Chew On, was published by Henry Holt in 2002. Since then, she has written 10 more original children's books, working with publishers such as Scholastic, HarperCollins, and Knopf. Her most recent title, These Little Piggies Go to the Beach, was published in 2018. Her works include picture books, poetry collections, and board books. She has also written dozens of other children's books under her pen name, Amy Edgar, or as a ghostwriter. Amy has been a contributing writer or text editor on several adult books published by National Geographic. She has also visited close to 100 elementary schools and libraries in person or virtually. Amy graduated with highest distinction from the University of Virginia, where she earned her BA in English, with a concentration in American Studies. Upon graduating, she attended the Radcliffe Publishing course. Before beginning her writing career, Amy spent 5 years as an editor at HarperCollins Children's Books in New York, followed by 5 years as an editor for the children's book illustration agency, Studio Goodwin Sturgis in Boston. Amy lives in St. Louis with her husband and her 2 children. Congratulations, Amy. And the notable alumni for the class of 1984 is Dr. Janet West Batanari. Did I get that right? Janet is a longtime resident of Jakarta, Indonesia. As an editor for an Indonesian pediatrics journal, she travels around the country teaching physicians and scientists in academic medical centers how to write and publish scientific papers in English. She moved to Jakarta with her Indonesian husband, Teddy, whom she met while earning her PhD in molecular microbiology and microbial pathogenesis from Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis. Janet also holds a bachelor's degree in biology from UNC Chapel Hill, where she graduated with honors. Before moving to Jakarta, she did a postdoctoral fellowship on Bordetella pertussis at Stanford University. Janet is a tireless advocate for women, teenagers, and families throughout Indonesia, helping educate orphans in Jakarta through a sponsorship program she started with her husband 15 years ago. She is also a group leader for Bible Study Fellowship International and is championing the IU Sewing Project in Milan, selling fair trade scarves made by indigent women. Janet calls motherhood her claim to fame and was a troop leader for Girl Scouts USA, which took her camping and hiking in the wilds of Indonesia. Her daughter Lydia is a junior at Biola University in Los Angeles, and her other daughter Julia is a senior in the IB diploma program in Jakarta. Congratulations, Janet. The notable alumna for the class of 1979 is Dr. Laurel Carney. Dr. Laurel Hawthorne Carney is a full professor and researcher in the Department of Biomedical Engineering at the University of Rochester. Laurel and her team explore the intricacies of human auditory system in an effort to help those with hearing loss, particularly in noisy backgrounds. Laurel received her bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from MIT and her master's and doctoral degrees, also in electrical engineering, from the University of Wisconsin at Madison. She completed a postdoctoral fellowship in psychology at the University of Pennsylvania before going on to a distinguished career as a professor and researcher. In addition to writing 85 published studies, Laurel has won numerous accolades, including the 2015 William and Christine Hartman Prize in Auditory Neuroscience from the Acoustical Society of America. Laurel is a fellow of the Acoustical Society of America and of the American Institute for Medical and Biological Engineering, and has served as an associate editor for 3 distinguished journals. She is currently a member of the editorial board for the Journal of Neuropsychology. Laurel has also received the Luncheon Award of Excellence in 1999. She lives with her husband, David Cameron, in Geneva, New York. Congratulations, Laurel. The notable alumna for the class of 1974 is Dr. Mary Catherine Lawrence. Dr. Mary Catherine Lawrence is a clinical endocrinologist specializing in diabetes, thyroid disease, and osteoporosis. She is the clinical trial principal investigator in more than 50 clinical trials and the chief of medical staff of the Carteret Healthcare in Moorhead, North Carolina. Described by her patients as one of the kindest, most caring physicians, Mary Catherine also founded the Ward Street Clinic in 2003, serving as the medical director of 5013C nonprofit clinic treating uninsured and underinsured in her area. With a grant from the Carteret Healthcare Foundation, Mary Catherine also launched a bone-fit exercise and educational program for individuals with osteoporosis, osteopenia, and those at risk for bone fractures. Through speaking on behalf of pharmaceutical companies, she has raised and donated around $1 million for the Carteret County Public Schools to support music, art, drama, and mental health in public schools. She serves on the boards of the North Carolina Aquarium Society, Broad Street Clinic Foundation, Public Radio East, Crystal Coast Hospice House, and Carteret Healthcare. Her awards are vast, including Tacoma Family Medicine Internal Medicine Teacher of the Year, North Carolina's Governor Award for Volunteerism, the Carteret County Woman of the Year, and Carteret County Doctor of the Year. She also won the GPS Luncheon Award of Excellence in 1995. Mary Catherine has 3 sons with her husband, Dr. Art Close. In her free time, she's a devotee of CrossFit, biking, and travel. Congratulations, Mary Catherine. Now, the class of 69, being their 50th reunion, wanted to be recognized as a group. So let me introduce to you Corinne Anderson Adams, who will now read the class of 69 manifesto.
Manifesto, I like it. I'm going to start by unfurling the flag. I wanted to wear my own uniform. This happens to be my mother's uniform. She's 90. It's tapered at the waist and has a zipper. So, here we go. When our class was asked to choose a notable, we had a collective laugh. And we said, are you kidding? We've got doctors, lawyers, Indian chiefs, architects, theologians. We've got somebody who produced a play and acted in it last night. We've got someone who plays in a ukulele orchestra. And so, thus, our manifesto. We are the notables, the members of the class of 1969. We have built corporations, nonprofits, missions, families, relationships, and we look beyond our resumes to consider what makes each of us notable today. We're businesswomen, architects, mothers, lawyers, scientists, community activists, doctors, artists, engineers, teachers, and lifelong learners. But we're also wanderers, searchers, ponderers, listeners. After 50 years, we must admit we don't have the answers. But we do have some questions. What makes a woman notable? 50 years beyond GPS, what matters most? Our lives have been filled with war and terrorism, health challenges, global upheaval, and noisy family turmoil. In the best of times, we've been caregivers, first responders, and leaders. And in the worst of times, we've fallen apart to reap the rich reward of patience, faith, and fresh starts. Our successes have led to big awards, promotions, leadership positions, community accolades. Our failures have led us to new ways of thinking, self-compassion, respect, and connection to others. So on this momentous anniversary, we reflect on our high school days, and we remember the good and the not so good, the deep emotions and insecurities that we had in our adolescence, and the teachers and classmates who touched our lives. Whether we felt connected to each other so many years ago, we have to admit we are connected now. I mean, look at us. Look how many of us are here. GPS is our common ground, our common thread, the place that has molded each of us. Not one of us could stand alone as a notable today, as an award-ready example of who we are. Every single one of us is notable, a placeholder in our world for love and resilience. We are the notables, the class of 1969. Everybody stand up.
And now for our notable alumna from the class of 1964 is Helen Burns Sharp. Helen Burns Sharp's distinguished career in urban planning and community development includes 16 years as principal planner at the Tennessee State Planning Office, 3 years as county planner for Cobb County, Georgia, and 18 years as community development director for the city of Albany, Oregon. After retirement, she returned home to Chattanooga, but not to a life of quiet leisure. Instead, she founded Accountability for Taxpayer Money, ATM, a grassroots movement lobbying for better transparency in local government's tax break incentives, which reduce much-needed city and county revenue for important community priorities, including programs for underserved neighborhoods. Frequently quoted in our local media, Helen is a shining example of civil discourse, even while championing the cause. She holds a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Tennessee at Knoxville and a master's degree in government from the University of Texas at Austin. Helen is a board member of the League of Women Voters of Chattanooga, the Unity Group of Chattanooga, the Riverfront Business and Residential Partnership, and the Tennessee Coalition for Open Government. She was a member of the American Institute of Certified Planners and Rotary International, serving as Rotary Club president in 2007. She was married to the late Corey Sharp, with whom she shares 4 children and 3 grandchildren. Congratulations, Helen.
afternoon. I'm Becca Stimson. I am the class of 73. I'm a past parent to my daughter who's celebrating her first reunion from the class of 2014. And I'm vice chair of the Board of Trustees. It is my honor to be able to present both the Margaret Rawlins Lupton Award of Excellence and the Distinguished Alumna Award. So you're going to hear a few things over again, which both of these women have led extraordinary, complicated lives, and so maybe this will help retain some of their accomplishments. This year's recipient of the Margaret Rawlins Lupton Award of Excellence is Taylor Warren, class of 2004. Taylor's senior quote in Kaleidoscope was from Margaret Mead. "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful and committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Since her time at GPS, Taylor has put that quote into action, most recently as a technical officer for the World Health Organization. When an outbreak or disaster occurs in the world, Taylor is deployed for months at a time, helping coordinate relief efforts on the ground. Her humanitarian career began when she volunteered for the Peace Corps after graduating from Furman University with a degree in political science and history. While nothing can prepare you for a third world famine, disease, malnutrition, and displacement, Taylor says her 9th grade French came in handy during her assignment in Rwanda. Working with the world's most vulnerable populations, Taylor's first job was with Catholic Relief Services, supporting the 2011-2012 Somalia famine response. She then went back to school for a master's in public health and forced migration from Columbia University. Since then, she has worked in the humanitarian field for Catholic Relief Services and the epidemiology wing of Doctors Without Borders in France. Taylor has deployed all over Africa as a field epidemiologist, mainly concentrating on setting up surveillance networks and directing teams to hotspots for response. She has supported the Ebola response in Guinea and Liberia, and later in the Democratic Republic of Congo. She has handled malaria and malnutrition in Congo, malnutrition and internally displaced persons in northern Nigeria, cholera response and health facilities in South Sudan, and measles and cholera response again in the Congo. Taylor couldn't be here today, as you know, and Taylor's mom, Becky Holden, will accept the award on her behalf. This year, the recipient of the Distinguished Alumna Award is Dr. Laurel Hawthorne Carney, class of 1979. Laurel's life work has been dedicated to understanding something many of us take for granted, hearing. In her lab at the University of Rochester, Laurel leads a team of researchers in not only understanding the complexities of the human auditory system, but also helping those with hearing loss, particularly in noisy backgrounds. Her team combines neurophysiological, behavioral, and computational modeling techniques toward their goal of understanding how the brain perceives and encodes complex sounds. They are also interested in applying those results to the design of novel signal processing strategies for hearing aids. As she breaks ground in auditory neuroscience, Laurel brings others along as an award-winning college professor. Laurel accepted her first faculty position at Boston University in 1991 and was later promoted to associate professor and associate chair of graduate studies. In 2001, she became full professor at Syracuse University. She accepted her current position at the University of Rochester in 2007. Laurel has been recognized numerous times for her contributions to teaching, having been named Professor of the Year and Faculty Member of the Year at Rochester, and Outstanding Professor of the Year twice at Boston University. She is known as a tough teacher who learns all of her students' sayings and holds the highest expectations of them. Most students assume she picked those traits up at MIT. Little do they know that all 2% of the most accomplished leaders in the fields of medical and biological engineering. In 2002, she was elected as a fellow of the Acoustical Society of America. Laurel has served as associate editor for 3 distinguished journals and is currently a member of the editorial board for the Journal of Neurophysiology. Laurel also received the GPS Lupton Award of Excellence in 1999. Laurel and her husband David live in the idyllic Finger Lakes region of Geneva, New York. They recently spent a year living in Europe, where Laurel was on sabbatical leave studying at the University of Oldenburg in Germany and at the Technical University of Denmark near Copenhagen. It is my pleasure to present the Distinguished Alumna Award to Dr. Laurel Carney.
Again, congratulations to all of our awardees. Before we conclude, I have a few housekeeping items I'd like to share. On your table, you will see a bright pink card. We'd love it if you would take a moment and fill out some information about yourself and leave it on the table. And all of our award recipients, if you would please see Alicia Shanahan to my right for your photos. And if you would please help us recycle and save money by leaving your name badges in the basket as you exit. To learn more about our new alumni platform, Michael Howick will be outside to demonstrate it. It'd be worth a moment if you wanted to check it out. You have a 10% off coupon in your registration packet. Visit our school store at the Bow, and you may use that to enter in the grand prize drawing. And now, before we conclude, we have one more thing to do. Look under your plates for a GPS, for the GPS system and charger. If you look on the back, you'll have a sticker indicating that you won the floral centerpiece. The 50th reunion, you have 2 stickers. All right, now we cannot close without singing our alma mater. So if you would please stand and join me and the young ladies behind me. Here's to the girls.